Hello everyone and welcome back to Poetry Surprises. Well, I was coming down here to do a reading for you today, and I've got sidetracked by bugs. So I think bugs is going to be my subject. I've been sidetracked because I'm just looking for them, because it's that sort of weather, you know. It's kind of humid, and they quite like sort of nipping, biting and doing all sorts of nasty things to you, but the wonderful thing about them in many respects is that they're really quite fascinating, and they love ponds. You see, there's a pond back there as well, and they just sort of skittering about and flying over it and whatever else. What's occurred to me whilst I was thinking about this bug edition is that actually poetry doesn't really deal with bugs very effectively. It doesn't like insects. You know, how many skylarks are there? You know, you get everybody's written a poem on a skylark, but not many people have written poems on bugs, insects, and I think that's a little sad, really. So I did a little bit of research, and I came up with the fact that actually there are some absolutely lovely poems on bugs, but nobody really knows them. And then I came to reflect that actually I've written quite a few poems on insects. So I thought I'd read you some. Anyway, I'm still getting sidetracked here by the by bug life, but you remember I told you about John Clare in an earlier Poetry Surprises. Well, John Clare, I just love his work, and he's such a great observer of nature, and at the same time he mixes it with this sort of rather fanciful, crazy kind of imagination, where there's a whole realm of animal life out there living its own life, irrelevant and indifferent to us in many respects. And I think that's the sign of a true observer. It's as if he wasn't there. And he wrote on bugs, so I'm pleased about that. Here is a poem of his called Insects, and hopefully you'll enjoy it. Here it goes. These tiny loiterers on the barley's beard, and happy units of a numerous herd of playfellows the laughing summer brings, mocking the sunshine with their glittering wings. How merrily they creep and run and fly. No kin they bear to labour's drudgery, smoothing the velvet of the pale hedgerows, and where they fly for dinner no one knows. The dewdrops feed them not. They love the shine of noon, whose suns may bring them golden wine. All day they're playing in their Sunday dress, when night reposes, for they can do no less. Then to the heath's bell purple hood they fly, and like to princes in their slumbers lie, secure from rain and dropping dews and all, in silken beds and roomy painted hall. So merrily they spend their summer day, now in the cornfields, now in the new mown hay. One almost fancies that such things, with coloured hoods and richly burnished wings, are fairy folk, in splendid masquerade disguised, as if of mortal folk afraid, keeping their joyous pranks a mystery still, lest glaring day should do their secrets ill. Now, I don't know, I just like the sort of fanciful way he writes. It's so light of touch, and there's a lot of people say he's sort of innocent and naive and a bit of a fool, but you know, surely that's poetry, isn't it? You know, you've got to be a bit of a fool to write the stuff in the first place. I really like his work, and I'd like to read one now by me, because that's one of the rules of the you know, of Poetry Surprises. This one's called Insect Music. Mosquito clouds jitterbug, joggle over jeep tracks like migraine. Surely Bach built a huge and fancy fugue on this subject, found madness in keeping perfect pace. Bartok needs an orchestra strung up, autopsied inside out, hung to discord in order to hint at such droning. Try fixing your ear upon one fidgeting monstrous scream. Lose it quickly in a swarm of twitching quavers. This the ground intruding into pauses of breathing like panic. No noise to rival these three-part inventions, probing proboscis tuned to the pitch of pith. They hear the awful thump of heartbeats beating time, chorus over us, exult in carefree counterpoint till we drop. Infested we will hum, our instruments beaten and blown to chaos. Well, okay, it's not a lovely vision of the insect, but I couldn't help listening to some Bach once and also looking at a cloud of, you know, those mosquitoes. They're joggling about, they're frantic. And I'd like to finish today. I'm going to do more insect sessions actually, but I'd like to finish today with one on bees. Now, bees always have been a popular subject for poets, going right back to the sort of pastoral poets of the classical era, and Virgil was a keen beekeeper, so they come out quite well. But you know, we've got a soft spot for bees. We think they're industrious and they work together and everything. We don't like mosquitoes and fidgety things. But this is called Bees, and it's another early poem from my collection, The Pumpkin Lantern. Bees. Deep in thick hedge growth, that dark, bombus jive, pollen-heavy oaf bumbling among its loves, a cinder heart on ash wings, lifts off for the hive. I met several on a pike, one crossing a glacier. Find a faraway pasture, lie prone and listen. An infernal drone, the serving sweet nectar, spread like a picnic for the planet's pleasure. Well, hope you enjoyed those insect, creepy, crawly, buggy sort of poems. You're going to get more in the future, but for now I think it's time we concluded. So don't forget to subscribe, whichever way it is, that way or that way. Do subscribe, keep following, keep listening in, and look forward to seeing you soon. Bye for now.